Last September, after 35 years of marriage, my mom told my dad that she wanted to separate for a while so that they could think about things between them. In many ways, their divorce has not come as a shock to me. Since I was in high school, my parents have been fighting, although they had always seemed to be able to make up and fall back into their usual routine in the past. This time, it's been different though. Last summer, my mom opened up to me more about the dynamics of my parents' relationship, and I painfully realized that their daily exchanges held many characteristics of abuse. At school, I had been learning to look critically at the way women are treated in our society. I read and wrote about things like gender binaries, the unjust ideal of the male breadwinner, and the stressors of the second shift on women. As I took more classes and better mastered my work, it became harder not to see all of these theories in the interactions of my parents, so deeply embedded in their lives. And then my mom was admitting things to me that I knew from my studies we could not ignore. It made my head spin to connect my schoolwork to my personal life and admit my mother is being verbally, emotionally, and financially abused by my father. So my mom left my dad. My dad has not accepted the idea of being separated from my mom, nor has he been able to come to terms with why my mom would want to divorce him. My dad cannot see himself as truly responsible for any of the accumulating problems over the years. He does not see himself as abusive. He cannot see the situation in any other way other than that my mom unnecessarily tore apart the most important unit one can be a part of, the family. To him, family means unconditional love. And to him, that unconditional love meant he could act however he wanted with no repercussions or sense of guilt. I know that I love my father as my father, and I am thankful for everything he has done for me. I also know that his relationship with my mother is complex as well as separate from his relationship with me. But all the same, I now question if him and I can have a substantial relationship. I can love him as my dad, but can I like him as a person? I know that if he were any other man, he would not be in my life for long. Can I love my father and still know what I know and believe the things that I believe? Can I have a relationship with my dad while also staying true to the strong young woman I feel I have become? And what does that relationship look like? To be honest, it's something that I'm still working on every day. It's been one thing for me to look at abuse and discuss it as a technical term, or to talk about the characteristics of healthy and unhealthy relationships. But to look at my own parents' relationship through the lens of abuse, to say my father emotionally, verbally, and financially abused my mother, and to understand exactly how those abuses took and take place in such personal, common, familiar, and accepted ways, that is so much harder for me to say and to accept as real. It makes it very difficult to keep myself moving forward in my relationship with my dad. My challenge now is to do exactly what we do every day at Girls Leap, to take the big picture injustices and understand them in our own personal ways, and to take our individual experiences and attach them to the larger scheme. I have faith that I can do this in a way that allows me to come to terms with my father's actions and allows us to continue to have a relationship, because deep down I know that that too is worth it.